Hey, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to step back into the golden age of home audio with the Pioneer CT-F500 cassette deck. In this episode of Powering Up History, we're exploring the beautifully engineered vintage cassette deck, housed in its original black metal cabinet. We'll take a close look at its design, features, and sound performance to see if this classic still has some music in it. If you're into vintage electronics, radios, TVs, typewriters, and more, you're in the right place. And if you enjoy this video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for more vintage testing. Pioneer CT-F500 stereo cassette deck, known for its solid, smooth tape transport. This classic piece of Pioneer hi-fi history is powered up and ready for inspection. Well, let me just say, almost powered up. I still got to plug that cord in, but we're pretty close. And we're going to look at the features, the condition, and see if it still has some music in it. Every machine has a story, and on Powering Up History, we keep those stories alive. So let's get into it. First, I'm going to go ahead and take this cord. We're going to plug it in. See what we got here. Okay, she's all plugged in. I'm going to bring in an old friend of mine to help me out today. And this guy's been around for a long time, so bear with him. I'm only going to use him for testing this unit. It's kind of a golden oldie. I love him. He's been around for a long time. So, without telling you that over and over again, here we go. We've got the Panasonic, and we're not doing a video review on this or anything. This is just a Panasonic boombox, and I'm just going to use it for its speakers only, because I don't have any speakers on this, and I don't have a stereo system right at the moment to plug it in and test it. I usually use this old boombox to test a lot of equipment when it's available and it's possible. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and hit the power button here. Let's see, that looks like that's on. I'm going to set my boombox here to inline, or line in, I guess. And then I'm going to pop open this. Well, you know what, before we do that, before we pop open that door and check it, I'd like to go over a couple things, just so everybody's on page here. So we've got the power button here, the on and off. And then of course, you got the cassette player system. Then you got your forward and reverse. You got your record button. You got your play button. Then your eject button for your cassette to come out, and then your pause button. This is also operates as a stop button too. Over here, we've got Adobe. Sorry if my arm was in the way there. We got Adobe off and on. And then we got your tape selector over here, different types of tapes. We'll talk about those. And then of course we got, I believe this is input for if you're recording. And down here's your microphones and your headphones. Of course, over here it tells you it's a Pioneer CT-F500. Also up here we got a counter, we got a record button, and this just lets you know if it's on the Adobe NR. And I just wanted to touch base with some that are on here that may not know the different types of tapes. So the first one is STD, which just stands for a standard tape. And then we've got the FECR, which is this one right here, and that's the ferrochrome. And then we've got the CRO2, which is right here, and that's chromium dioxide tape. So basically, you've got your type 1 tape, you got your type 3 tape, you got your type 2 tape. Today, we're going to be just using a standard tape. The button's already pushed in. We'll just leave it at that. And of course, let's turn this off before we get started. So right now, since we've already gone over a few of those things, we're going to see if this thing works, see what it does. I've got an old cassette. It's like Seals and Croft. Let's see. Well, that doesn't seem to go right. Well, it opens, but it was sticking a little bit there. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Let's see. Huh. Okay. Over here, there's a little more room. Over here, there's a little less room. It might be just kind of sticking there. Or the hinges may need to be lubricated. I don't know. Okay. We're going to put the tape in there. Go ahead and close it. I've got my power on. I've got this boombox turned to inline, or line in, as you would say. And we'll go ahead and we're going to go ahead and play it. Wow. Going. See if we can get this going here. I don't know if this is going to work here for them. Oh, it is. I can see the light coming on in there. You may not be able to see that. Sorry, I'm talking a little louder because of the sound going, but yeah, you can tell the difference in the sound there. Well, it's working. Awesome. I love it. Okay, let's go ahead and check some of these buttons here. Let's go ahead and hit the stop. There we go. We're going to go rewind. It's working. Going to hit the stop. Forward. Going. Hit the stop. Let's go ahead and play it, and then we'll hit the pause. Pause works. Sweet. I wasn't expecting all this stuff to work. That is cool. Okay. So let's go ahead and stop it. Just for a second. I'm going to flip the tape over. Oh, the door worked all right there. That's good. I was wondering if it might just need to be, push the button a few times, try and, get it loose. But I would say probably where those hinges are that come in open, this probably just needs to be lubricated up a little bit. Let's go ahead and play that. Oh, good old school. Love it. Stop that right there for a moment. And the tape counter's working great. Let's go ahead and just see what we'll reset. Perfect. Resets. Let's see. I don't have a microphone. I could probably use the microphone in my boombox. Then I would have to rearrange all these connections and try and get that to go. But I'm going to do something here anyways. Let's just try something just to see if this record button does what it's supposed to do. We'll do it without recording because I don't have the microphone. So let's go ahead and pop that open. Nice, the door came open. And I'm going to get some Memorex tape. And I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but I did a little research on AI for this. Like a search online. For those who don't know what AI is yet, I'm sure everybody knows what that is almost. But some of our viewers may not, from different countries. Okay, put the cassette in. I'm not sure which way it's going, whether it's going this way or that way. And I'm just going to push record just to see if everything works on that. So here we go. Okay, let's stop it. Doesn't look like it's moving. I'm going to open it up. Oh, no, maybe I'm not. There it goes. Just got to get your finger in the right place on that button to get that open. Tape's in. I don't like it. What I mean by that is it's a little loose, so I'm going to tighten that tape up if I can. There we go. Just get the slack out of it. There we go. Go ahead and push play and record. Am I getting it right? I Okay, I don't have it in there right, obviously. Something here, right? You get in there? Should be it. Get that. Well, let's hope this works. This would be awesome if it does. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to push both of them at the same time. Could be wrong. They're just not holding in place. All right, let's go stop. Back. All right, let's flip that tape. I got an idea. Let's do this. The reason may not be doing it is because maybe that tape has not spun around enough. There was a white part on that tape, and you can only record on the brown color part of the tape. Well, let's just see. Nothing. Well, if you hold it down, it's working. That's good news. It's not going to play. It's not going to record. Let's see. Interesting. Well, I hope that's not the bummer for the day. Let's pop it back out. It looks like the tabs are in place on the cassette for recording. Do I have it in there? The right tape? I don't know what type of tape that is. Tape 1, 2, or 3, whatever it is. Let me take a look. I'm just kind of taking a look at the cassette and see if I can see what type of tape it is here. Hang tight with me. Let's go with... I don't think this is it, but we'll see. No, that wouldn't, I don't think that'd even matter. Okay. I really want this to work, so I'm going to keep messing with it. Hang in there with me, we'll see. Don't know for sure. And that's being a little sticky. I don't have another cassette to try that out on, so I'm going to go ahead and reverse it again. Drop it in. Fast forward's working. Something weird about this tape. This tape is kind of strange. I don't think this is going to work in here. Which is weird. It won't even play it. So that's where I must be doing something wrong. There must be something about this tape I'm supposed to adjust that makes that work. Okay, well, I guess for this episode, it's not going to work on that. I'm going to have to go see if I can find another tape and try that out on a different video. This is a Type 2. Okay, so here we go. Type 2. It says right on the tape. Type 2. Maybe. I don't know. Power on. Power off. Okay. Nothing seems to hold down. You know what? Let's go back to the listening tape and see what happens there. Because when I pushed, I want to see this tape. Okay, so there is a slight difference. Let's just see what this does again. All right, let's hit play. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get back to here. And why isn't... Now it doesn't want to play. Did I make the pause wrong? What did I do? Something is sticking. Okay, don't want to keep in your way there. Everything was working fantastic until just now. That's interesting. Turn that off. See if these things... Wonder if something went awry on us while we were doing this. Let's just... Okay. Yeah, none of the buttons are actually staying together. Oh boy, that's something I haven't... Why would it work and not work now? Well, if you know, since you're watching this, why don't you type it down in the comments. Let me know what's going on. That's interesting. I have no clue as to what that is. That's... Oh, you know, there is something in there. And I don't know that it's it or not, but there's a little arm in there that's supposed to... It pops in and out of place when you're using these, and maybe it's just popped out of place. Just stop it from doing what it's supposed to do. These buttons should stay in place. So there's something that's gone awry. Okay, well, I guess that's it for today's episode, Powering Up History. I wish we could have made it work. I'll take a look at it and see if there's anything I can do to get this thing working. And if there is, if it's just something, maybe something fell down in there from this tape. I don't know if it did or not, or just something's gotten in the way or something's sticking. We'll take a look at it, and then after that, figure out what's going on with it. We'll go ahead and pop it back on and make another video if it's working. Okay, well, thanks again for joining us. Like I say, if you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. Leave us a comment if you have any information on what's going on and why these won't play now that we've attempted to try them the second time. The first time they were working fine. What that might be, I have no idea. But I'd sure like to hear from you. Alrighty, well, thanks for joining again on Powering Up History. We'll see you on the next video. Hi, and welcome back to Powering Up History. I'm going to splice this video into a current video I have because this is the next day. I had some issues yesterday with this Pioneer CT-F500. And the issue that I had was when I pushed down these buttons, they weren't working. And I kind of figured that out. There is a mechanism in the tape player, and I don't know what it's called. If you do, please put it in the comments. But it's like a stop lock. And so what happens is when a tape comes to the end, instead of breaking the tape, it just automatically stop locks. Well, the stop lock had got sticky and stuck in place. So it wasn't able to do what I needed it to do and show the kind of content I was looking to show you guys. So I'm splicing this in, so when you see this, you'll know that this was done the following day. Just want to go over the counter here. There's the counter right there. I'm going to go ahead and just reset that. There we go. And then I'm going to start out by playing a little bit of music, hopefully. Go ahead and pop this open. I never was able to get this. Oh, there it goes. It's just a little bit sticky, and I mean, this thing's what, 1978 when it was made? So, you know, there's some hinges down in here. There's a kind of a plunger type hinge on this side. If you take the cover off, you'll see it in there. Probably just needs to be re-greased, and it'll probably help that just open up. Everything that I know of on this unit is original, and I'm not sure if it's been touched inside or anything other than myself trying to get this thing unstuck the other day. Anyways, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and just make sure we're powered on, which we are. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the play button here. I'm not sure how loud this will be. There we go. Counter's working. We're on Dolby. We'll take it off. Put it back on Dolby. There we go. Go ahead and stop it. Go ahead and take the tape out, and you see the door open that time. I think this just needs to be greased. What type of grease you would need on this door for that hinge that goes back in here. It's kind of like a tube hinge there. Anyways, I'm not sure what you'd need on that. If you hear my daughter in the background singing, she's 10. Sometimes she gets pretty loud. Okay, so what I was doing here, now let me explain that. This tape that I just put in is Memorex CD2 tape, and it is a type 2. So type 2 would be here. Tape. Now, I'm not going to actually record on this because I don't have a microphone to put in here. But what I do, I'm just going to go ahead and just show that it's working. If I can do that, that would be great. Which pressing the record and play button at the same time. And if these two are turning, this is where we had problems yesterday. If those turn, then we're working. And there we go. It is now recording. Now, if I had a microphone, of course we could hear the recording, but I don't. That's something I think I'm going to have to invest in. I'm going to go ahead and stop that since we aren't really recording anything. Pop this open. Oops, that's play, sorry. Pop it open. See, it sticks a little bit there. Let me try, see if I can get that to fling open. There we go. What I noticed on the deck, well, it's not greased, right? So it needs to be re-lubricated, I think, on the hinges, like I said. But if I just put my fingernail on the end of this thing, pop it down, it seems to open the latch a little bit better, and then it opens a lot easier. So I'm going to finish up with that, and thank you very much for stopping by here at Powering Up History with me. If you could do me a favor, and I know I've already asked you this once before, we're trying to get the channel out to as many people who have the same interest as us. If you could forward this to a friend, the video you're watching today. Also subscribe and like the video if you like the content that you saw here today. That'd be terrific. That would really help us out and get the channel spread as far as we can. So if you have friends that are interested in the same things you are in old stereo equipment, please go ahead and forward this video to them. Thank you. And we'll talk to you again on our next video, on our next episode of Powering Up History.